Hi, I'm Debbie Hartner. I'm Elsie Johnson. We are two sisters, Southern Cooking. Hey y'all, it's Debbie and Elsie. So we are back together today and we are making rolls again.
Yep, we love our bread.
Yeah, we do. This one is called Parker House Rolls, and apparently in Boston, the story behind this recipe is the baker got mad at a patron and he threw his unfinished rolls into the oven and they turned out to be pretty awesome. So there's a couple steps to this. So we're going to do it in the stand mixer today because we want to just give you some variety. We've been doing a lot in the bread machine and we decided we're going to try it in the stand mixer today. So this is only 3 cups, so we're using the smaller mixer because we don't want to break out the other one.
Big Daddy.
Yeah, we'll do that later.
That thing is heavy. It's big.
It is. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and put in our 2 tablespoons of sugar. And we have a half a tablespoon of yeast. And we have a 1/4 cup of water. I've already got the dough hook on here because basically all you're doing is just letting this sit here and start to ferment. And then once it starts proofing, about 5-10 minutes, then we'll come back and we'll add in the egg, we'll add in the butter, and then we'll start adding in the salt and the flour. And then we let it sit for an hour and a half in a big oiled bowl. You know what I found the other day, Elsie? I have to tell you this. Instead of using oil, I used butter in my bowl. What a difference in the taste of the dough, because it actually seeps into the dough.
Right, that's
and it
cool.
almost marinates it, and it had such a really good buttery taste in the bowl. So
cool.
I might try that with this, and
just like a stick of butter or something. You just rub the bowl.
yeah, that's what I did. I did that. It was like a softened butter, and I just put it in the in the bowl, and then I put my dough in, and it just it married it such a nice taste. So we'll be right back. So we are back. I'm going to go ahead and add in my warm milk. So make sure your milk is between 90 and about 115 degrees. You don't want to be too warm, you don't want to be too cold. I'm just going to stir this around just a little bit. I've already proofed this for probably, what, 10 minutes now? Yeah, with the sugar, the water, and the yeast, so. Alright, so what I've done is I've just kind of combined it together. So I'm going to go ahead and actually put in my melted butter. This here is actually melted and then it's softened. So you don't want it to be too melted, but you don't want it to be hard either, because it's going to make it difficult to mix together. And then I'm going to add in 1 egg. We're going to use the dough hook at this time. I never had the paddle on here this time because I wanted to be able to dirty up less dishes. So, truth be told, make sure all the butter's in there.
Yeah, on days that we cook, we spend about half our time washing dishes.
We do.
Literally.
Dishpan hands. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this on low. So I'm just taking the egg, I'm breaking up the egg and the butter and kind of mixing it in a little bit before I start putting in my salt and my flour. So we're gonna do a little bit of flour at a time until your dough ball starts to pull away and it's actually, you know, where it might be a little tacky but not bad. It's gonna be soft and flexible. I buttered it instead of oiled it. We're gonna try this. I did it the other day with some rolls and it was delicious, so. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just break up my egg yolk here.
Yeah, because using the dough hook, it's not really, the egg is going to just kind of slide around the dough hook.
Yeah.
Unless you break it up.
Get all that butter yumminess down there into here.
So we were talking a while ago and you brought up an interesting point, which I'm now going to watch for because I didn't think about it. Someone brought it to her attention that we finished each other's sentences.
We do.
And I never really paid no attention to it. And I'm like, you know, she was like, well, we're sisters, you know, that was an explanation. They're like, no, usually it's only twins
that do it.
that.
Yeah.
We're 2 years apart. I'm 2 years older than her, so we're not twins.
No.
Definitely not twins. But it is funny that you should say that because
Right.
I do. I mean,
We do.
You pay attention to it.
Yeah.
You do.
And she finishes what I'm trying to say, and I finish what she's trying to say.
Yeah, it's funny.
Watch our videos, you'll see it, because it definitely is
Bring
pretty
it to your
obvious.
attention. Yeah, it's funny that now that we're aware of it, I do notice that.
Yeah. So we're going ahead, I'm just going to add a little bit more. It's still pretty watery, so I'm just going to add a little bit more of our flour. This is bread flour by King Arthur. We buy it by the bulk, by the way.
Just put just a tad more, and then I would pull it out of the bowl, out of the mixer. Okay, before it gets wet again, I would just go ahead and pull it out.
Okay. All right, let's do that.
Because it'll keep doing that. It'll mix it in, and then it'll get real moist again, and then just becomes a cycle.
Mm-hmm. I think it needs a little bit of flour, we'll see, to get it out.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you keep beating it, it'll, like you
Yeah,
said,
you don't
it'll
want it. And it's very, very tender right now. If you could just throw a little bit on top of it. So get this off my hands here. Put it in a little ball. I'm just going to fold it a couple times here. Then we're going to put it in here. These are very, very, very tender rolls. This is similar to the rolls that I made last week. It was so soft. It felt like a pillow. Can you just throw a little bit more in? Just a little. To help dry it up a little bit. There we go. And we'll try to put it into a ball here.
Mm-hmm.
It's still tacky, but
But that's fine. It'll still rise.
you don't want to overbeat it because you'll make your rolls really tough. So,
Yeah.
all right.
All right. So that's an hour and a half to rise.
Yes. So, this is what it looks like. I'm going to move this out of the way for a second. I'm going to go ahead and just put some butter on top of here and a linen cloth, cover it up, hour and a half rise, take it out, roll it out, and then we're going to make it into its shapes, and it rises another hour, and then we put it in the oven at 350.
Okay.
It's usually about 15-18 minutes, and then we'll be ready to serve some delicious Parker House rolls. We'll see you guys when it comes. Okay, y'all, so I am ready to take our dough out. So I'm going to go ahead and put it over here. I'm going to punch it down a little bit, get all the air pockets out of it. I'll put a little flour on top of it. Just going to roll it out. It is a soft, pillowy dough. So excited. All right. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of flour that I have on top of it, and I'm going to roll it out so we get it about a ½ inch. And then once we get it out about a ½ inch, which is right about now, I'm going to go ahead and cut my dough. All right, so this is the funny part. So what I'm going to do is I have butter here. And I'm going to go ahead and take the butter, it's melted, put it across the top. I'm going to fold it up. See here I have a skewer, and I'm just going to do this and fold it up like this, and we're going to put it right in there, just like that. And I'm going to go around and do as many as I can. Then I can re-roll it out and make sure we have plenty of rolls for tonight's dinner. So these are called Parker House rolls. And like I said, it all came from a baker who was disgruntled about his patron and threw the unfinished dough into the oven, and out come these delicious rolls that you see today. All right, guys, I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. We'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I'm just going to go ahead and just put a little bit of butter on top of these so they can rise, and then I'm going to cover them up for another hour. They're already trying to rise here. And cover them up for another hour, and then we will put them in the oven and bake. And I'm Debbie.
We're Two Sisters Southern Cooking.
And we thank you for visiting our page. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.